Wouldn't you know it? Kotaku hates Donald Trump. Anybody shocked? No? Okay.
Just another day that ends with Y.
It is. Well, here we are. This is, I saw this tweet here. How Trump's culture of corruption allows a bot to make $230,000 betting on video games right here. Now, you may be saying to yourself, please, tell me more. Well, let's go do a little digging on this story. I have it pulled up because I think, hey, we're going to be talking about it. So let's pull up how Trump's culture of corruption. There you go, right there. Bots are gambling on games like Dota 2 and League of Legends via Polymarket. This is from John Walker. Now, I just want to say, John Walker looks exactly like you think John Walker.
Can I guess? I haven't seen him yet.
Okay. Yes. Please.
I think he has blue hair, he's got him in his bio.
Now, I can't talk about his bio. I don't know about his social media posts, but I do know that he looks exactly like you'd expect. This definitely looks like a mugshot. Looks like a mugshot.
He needs a hug.
Wasn't he from Rock Paper Shotgun?
I don't know.
One of those many shitty sites.
Right. I don't know, and I don't care. But either way, so let's go look a little bit of digging here. John, hold on, I just want to. Oh, by the way, he says he's an industry analyst. Oh no, he has since deleted his X account.
Yeah, I can't find him on X. I'm looking for him on LinkedIn.
He's going to Blue Cry.
Yeah. Yes. All right, let's go.
I found him.
Oh, you did. Good job, Blabs. What do we have?
Oh, dear. Oh my! Hang on. The fuck is this? Oh, dear. Okay.
Is that not the right guy?
It is.
oh, he's open for work. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh no!
Sad day.
I found him. So do you want to go through his thing, or do you not care enough?
No, I don't care.
I didn't think so.
But I do know that he just is not a fan of our current president. And so here you go. Let's go play this out here. When the U.S. gambling laws loosened in 2018, the many and various ways it would destroy people's lives were widely predicted. It wasn't hard to guess. You just had to look at every other country where it was allowed, not the least the UK, or perhaps few would have bet on, this resulting in a situation 7 years later where bots are making small fortunes betting on online video games. Okay, so with that said, this is Trump's fault because it happened in 2018. Right? We see this, right? So I just want to, just a brief question for you guys. This happened during Trump's first presidency where he loosened the gambling laws, which, by the way, I'm not a huge fan of gambling, right? I gambled in Vegas. I know a lot of people like to do the weekend sports book thing on their phone and bet on sports and all that. Never done it before. I don't plan on starting anytime soon. With that said, I know that they are paying out bukus of money because they're making bukus of money because gambling is illegal. Or I'm sorry, addictive, extremely addictive, right? But just a simple question here. Him highlights that U.S. gambling laws loosened in 2018. What happened between 2018 and 2000 today?
COVID?
Crypto stuff?
Phoenix, got any guesses?
Nope.
The entire Biden presidency,
which
we're going there,
which could have very easily tightened all of those restrictions that Trump loosened in 2018. So this idea that all this is just one person's fault is asinine to me. I've always thought that was just so dumb when there was an entire 4 years. Technically, Biden wasn't in power longer than Trump has been in power while this has been enacted. Because Trump was in it from 18 to 20. This is 2 to 3 years. And then this is last year. And then Biden was in power for 4 full years. So Biden had 4 years to do something about this. And nothing was done. So don't tell me that this is all his fault when something could have been done for 4 fucking years. But instead, we were worried about pronouns and the message and handing out free money to anybody who'd open a daycare. So I'm just kind of tired of hearing about how it's all Trump's fault from people who look like this, who sit in the corner and watch their girlfriend get plowed
in the chair.
Right, right.
I have an observation. Could you bring up the article again?
Yes.
Okay. What's the headline?
Yes.
The headline was culture of corruption. I think because this just came out today, so I think that this is possibly Kotaku's attempt to get Trump tied in somehow to the Somalian thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because by saying Trump culture of corruption, like I think that it's all the buzzwords that people are going to be typing into Google. So that might throw the out, throw it off, especially Google will be like, oh no, send them to this article. And instead of looking up this Somalian corruption, they'll see the Trump's corruption when nothing to do, one doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm amazed by these folks. And I put this over on X. I honestly feel sorry for these people because when Trump leaves office, they'll have no idea what to do with themselves.
They'll go after JD Vance. They'll have, Vance derangement syndrome. They already do.
I truly don't understand. And like, I don't know if somebody could please just lay this out to me. What was it about Donald Trump that just broke so many people? Like, I don't understand.
It's pretty easy. So what happened was that Trump wasn't supposed to win, right?
Yes,
like,
I know that.
He wasn't supposed to win. The machine wanted to keep being the machine. And so once he won, and by the way, that should be a white pill that you can win even when the machine's against you. So don't get black pill about voting and all that bullshit. So he wasn't supposed to win. The machine gets very upset. And so the machine starts looking to all of its cultural powers, its media, you name it, every single thing. And it starts very quickly pumping out as much hit as you possibly can. And then because parents have not been parenting for the past 10, I don't know how fucking long they've been absent, where they just give the phone to the kid and go, oh, there's your parent. Teachers were also getting injected into schools and all these weirdos everywhere you went. And so what happened was you heard essentially it was power to all these insane people that just have been flooding the population with negative. And that's all they hear. They're hearing it from the media. They're hearing it from their celebrities. They're hearing it from social media. Remember, social media up until Musk, I mean, Twitter was a doomed platform of an echo chamber of propaganda. So that's it. Everywhere you went, you were being told the end is here, racism is here, white supremacy is here, all this shit everywhere they went. And it was people who were stuck in that bubble that just kept hearing it and they just wanted it to end. And then you get hit with COVID. Now they're locked inside, hearing more propaganda. You're basically just making everyone rabid. And it was only the people that stepped out of that bubble for a second that you went like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? So it's these people stuck in an echo chamber of insanity for this long. But the core root of it is the machine didn't want Trump. It wanted to continue what it was doing. And that's what you're seeing. The machine is pushing back very hard. That's what that was.
Do you think it'll continue with Vance? I mean, like, if he was to be reelected, do you think that it would? Do you think at any point, like once Trump gets out of power, do you think that there'll be any sort of? Because I remember what it was like before 2016. Fairly normal. Politics were not a thing. At least publicly talking with friends or anything like that. It just wasn't an issue. Never was. And now it is. I mean, people will say politics are aligned with everything, and I totally understand that. I was kind of ignorant to the idea when initially, but I totally understand that concept now. But I don't, and allow me to answer my own question. I just don't see an opportunity or a time where people like this guy who points the finger at Orange Man, that they will ever be quote unquote healed from this TDS.
Well, so imagine, let's do like an alternate timeline here. So imagine if in the next few years we can gain some relevance in media in game journalism, in movies and stuff like that. So now imagine if not every single article, not every single celebrity, not every single show you're watching is saying Vance bad or whatever it is, right? They're not saying that. Just getting back to entertainment. People are having fun. People are enjoying themselves. They're going back to the movies, etc., going on date nights. So that's gone. Imagine if that happened, look at how much like people would be kind of starting to get more normalized, and they'd be fatigued by the idea of someone coming back in and saying Vance is a Nazi. They'd be like, oh God, enough of this shit. I just want lower taxes or whatever. So it just depends on how much ground we can gain culturally, in my opinion, to start normalizing things, because right now they're in control. And so they're the ones that get to just say the buzzword of racism, and they all lose their minds again because they still have the megaphone. If we can grab a little bit of that, you're going to see a big shift.
Well, and when you say they have control, you mean of culture still. That's
Correct.
What you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've got to change it culturally, and also this administration has got to do a far better job of getting this economy in control as best they can. Stop lying to the people, saying everything's great. Fuck you. It's not doing great. So you need to start being more truthful again. People can stomach it if you're more truthful. So you've got to get that economy going good, because then people see, oh, I'm having more money in my wallet. And then culturally starting to normalize things again. Once you have those two things, it's a lot harder for anyone to stomach someone saying white supremacy, Bob, all this shit, he, him, all that crap starts to go away. So this is where we need to really gain ground. That's what's critical. And I'd say this administration so far is not doing the best job of gaining that ground. Granted, it's a huge hill that we've been put on here, but you correct those two things, I think you start to see a change. If not, if everyone goes to sleep, if everyone gets blackpilled, we're fucking doomed.
Bill Maher, I saw this. Actually, I haven't actually watched this clip yet. I have not pre-screened this, but Bill Maher on the TDS, which, tying it back to the original story of these folks at Kotaku, they clearly have TDS here. Let's just kind of see how this goes here.
You're very Trumpian in that way.
Yeah,
You're very nice in person.
Oh, I know. He was so funny to you. I heard.
He was well. He wasn't funny, but he
laughed at your jokes.
Well, we don't want to get into politics. All
Right.
I'm saying is he was extremely different. Maybe I'm the Trump whisperer, but I think I think we would do a lot better to have more people like me talk to him. He is not against talking to people.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's a guy from New York, okay? Yeah. He doesn't want to be with a bunch of fucking rednecks and simpletons.
Right.
You know, I mean, does he like ass kissers? Yes, he does. So there's always going to be a couple of them around. But I think anyway, let's not go there.
You brought it up.
No, I didn't. Did I?
I know. But we've both been bringing it up. Trumpian.
It is hard. It is a phenomenon we have never seen before.
Right.
That one person would dominate
every
just the national
every dinner
for over a decade.
Thing. Yeah.
You know, but and I do think you have to fight that. Like I say, if that's your whole personality, is the first thing out of your mouth is, what are we going to do about Donald Trump? I just can't.
Yeah. Can I just interject with a couple of things? The first off, I'm so on the fence with Bill Maher. Like, there's moments where he seems like he gets it, and other times where he does stuff like this, where he's a multimillionaire and immediately turns his nose up at, oh, he doesn't want to talk to rednecks. Like, that the 50%, the 60, however many percent of America voted for him are just Cletus the slack-jawed yokel. Like, he just has this image of all the people that voted for him are just a bunch of blithering morons. And he himself has spoken to him when he went to that one dinner and was saying how he's not he's not Hitler reincarnated that we've all been led to believe that the media has portrayed him. And I think that this is going into my other point. When you were talking about what caused TDS, essentially it comes down to, he is a guy who is a multi-billionaire on his own, so to speak, not with any outsider interest, not with, he basically can't be bought. And so when he ran and he won, they were like, uh-oh, here's a guy who we have no influence over, and he's going to expose how corrupt we've been. And I think that's why politics got more into our daily lives, because all of this stuff started appearing where it's like, wait a minute, what's been going on? Like, do you think that we would have found out about the Somalian thing and all if it was not for how the current administration going on, like how Elon Musk bought Twitter and was allowing an avenue for that to be exposed? So with them constantly demonizing him, it's making it so that everything that gets exposed, no matter the with Doge, with the corruption that we're seeing, you getting the average person who isn't hearing that. They're just hearing, oh, well, very fine people. Oh, well, some other BS lie that they made up. And as I've talked to some of my relatives who are on the other side of things, I'm like, how many lies have come out of this? How many things have you seen where the media will say one thing, and if you look a little bit into it, you're like, oh, well, they're lying by omission. He did say that, but the context of it is this. And I'm like, if he was really the most evil guy in the history of ever, would you need to keep lying about him? Like, wouldn't you just show the stuff that he's doing and that's evil? But no, they keep lying about him. And then there are people who don't have time in their daily lives, or they still believe the mainstream media. They don't bother looking into it at all. And consequently, they just think that he's evil because the media says he's evil.
Well, for somebody that's so evil, he sure does allow a lot of people to talk about him, and have differing opinions for sure. So, and going back to the Bill Maher clip, let's not forget that was his entire shtick for the longest time. He's like, when people come up and they say, what do we got to do about Trump? That was literally Bill Maher's entire identity for the better part of a decade. So, take it for what it is when it comes to Bill Maher.
But here's what shifted him. What shifted him was the culture. So when he started seeing that his fan base would get angry at him every time he went off company message, the minute that basically he started to target the woke thing, and that was his kind of exit out. That's where you started to see that shift happen, is that when culturally it affected him, suddenly he changed his tune. So again, I'm just going to keep stressing, like, culture is very important. Everyone kind of just says, oh, it's a movie or it's a TV show or if it's an article. Like, no, these things actually add up. And I think you could argue that a lot of people in 2016, that the reason why they elected a guy like Trump, it was the big FU to the establishment and the culture they started to see shifting, where it was the white man as the problem and all this other bullshit. And it's like, no, we've got bigger fish to fry here. So you're seeing a lot of people, especially comedians, starting to change their tune because of they're seeing their fan base turn on them. They're starting to see that, oh, this is a little bit culty. And then I'd say finally, the really interesting thing, like Cecil, you were mentioning, like when you're talking to family members and you're pointing out, like, why do they have to keep lying about it? I'd go one step further and say, yeah, now that you saw the lie, isn't it interesting that the media keeps, for some reason, instead of reporting just news, just the news itself, that they keep defending? Like, why are they all defending? Why is everyone defending this thing? And that should be that wake-up call that there is a much bigger entity here, that everyone is trying to defend one side and villainize another. That should be that wake-up call.
Hello, I'm Craig. Hit the subscribe button.